Hi friends from Spain, I'm Vicki Boutin and I want to introduce my new product line with American Crafts. It's Vicki Boutin Mixed Media, so it's kind of an introductory to mixed media. If you've seen lots of the painterly kind of techniques out there but have been scared to try it, my whole idea is to get you to try it, to play, to practice, and to introduce it to product you already have. It's not something to replace what you have, it's to complement what you already do have. So the concept here is I did a bunch of layouts so you can see how a paper crafter can use it, but it doesn't matter what kind of crafting you do. It's great for card makers, journalers, planners, what else do we do? Mixed media art, and then like I said, for traditional scrapbooking. So it's kind of the same way I create. I build in layers, so where we build a color layer, we add texture, and then embellish. So it really is kind of that 1, 2, 3 wow, all right? So we have a couple of samples here, but let me take you through a walk through the product line. So we have some awesome acrylic paints in 3 different color packages. So there's 4 colors in each. We'll grow that line as this product line grows, but they're just good basic colors to start. We have art crayons that are like an oil pastel, but they're completely water soluble. The fun with these is they're really pigmented color, so your crayon will last a long time, and you can do watercolor, use your water brush directly from the crayon. So we're starting with color. We have acrylic paint, we have art crayons, we have a watercolor tin that's coming. I want the art to be prettier on it, so it's coming, it's not out yet, but those are kind of your 3 colors. Colorants or your basic first layer. From there we'll go into, we have a whole bunch of things to add texture and interest. Stencils, if you noticed, do you notice binding ring in the stencils? I'm going to tell you something about that in a few minutes, but I want to show you stencils. 3 stencils, a linear pack, and a circle pack. We have stamps with steel ruled dies, so you don't have to fussy cut. The branches I did because it'll work with the other things. I can do kind of like a tree branch, add my flowers on it, add my moths. I love moths, so I did that. And then you have the dies. You have nice words, so if you do want to make cards, you can. So you have that so that you can add a layer. After we've added the color and we have our bits to add some texture, the other thing I love are mediums. So we have your basic mediums like a gesso. This one isn't really thick, it's a nice consistency of gesso. It's a great primer. We have a glaze and a matte medium. The difference with these, they're both matte, but one is a little thicker, so if I want to put it through a stencil I can, but I have a thinner one if I want to decoupage or do some resist techniques I can. So that's the difference between those 2. But the one that really excites me are these 3 new mediums. We have a silver glaze, a gold glaze, and an iridescent glaze. And I'm just going to grab this little thing I have to show you. So in that tube is kind of hard when you see it in the pan to understand how those work. So here it is where I just took a palette knife and dragged it on, so see, it's textural and fun. But because it's completely water soluble, I can add water and make a glitter paint. But guess what, friends? The next thing we can do is take that, add it to our art crayons and paint, and I can make glittery paint as well. So it's a really multi-purpose product, and I love it because I like to add bling, but in controlled fashion. So you have that. So let me show you this layout to kind of give you an idea. So I know some ladies are scared when it gets to adding mixed media to their scrapbook projects. So do you see this painted swirl in the back? Instead of painting directly onto the paper, I painted on a mylar sheet, misted it with water, and I stamped it. So I can control exactly where the painting is going. And then once that was dry, you can see that metallic layer, that's that gold glaze that I talked about. I took it with a craft knife or an old credit card or anything that's a stiff surface, and I just dragged it through. So that gives that textural layer. And then I wanted to add a little bling, which is another product. up here we have silver and gold, mica flakes, fine glitter, faux glass glitter, and a chunkier glitter. So I love the packaging too, that the lids match. It's cute, and for me the packaging helps sell the product for me. So I took either of the mediums, I dragged that through. You start with the chunkiest of your glitters, so I went in with the mica flakes first, and then I went in with the chunkier of the glass glitter, and then filled it in with the fine glitter. And then that was literally 3 steps to get that background. I want this to be approachable, so even if you have never touched this any of these mixed medias products before, this will get you started, and then you can grow what you're buying. It's kind of an introductory to mixed media. But even if you're an advanced mixed media artist, a lot of these products will still work. So you have all of your mediums to add color, texture, and then of course I wanted stuff we could layer on. I love die cut and ephemera packs, so I did a pack that's just shapes, I did one that's photo frames, and I did one that's labels. They're not stickers, but they're just label frames. And then you have this sticker. That's a watercolor sticker. So it's actually made out of watercolor paper, so I can color it with any of the watercolor crayons or with the paint, and layer it on the labels, layer on the frames, layer on the ephemera. It comes with 8 sheets. So you have a whole bunch of images, you have title blocks, you have labels, little word strips, circles, so it's super fun. And then I also love these kind of label stickers. So it's just another layer, and you can see they're metallic. It's lots of fun, and they will layer on the other embellishments that we have. Washi tapes, because I can never have enough washi tape. So one is a metallic family, a color family, silver rub-ons, so if you're afraid to stamp, you have something that's a little bit more stable that you can layer on top. These markers are awesome. They're like a paint marker. They're not as opaque as a paint marker, but the color is really opaque and vibrant. A lot of fun. Roller stamp, because it's just one of those fun things I like to add. And I will do my background techniques, just stamping in different inks. Just some good adhesive, some nice metal embellishments, magnet bookmarks, a tag book, and it has tons of tags in it. Sticky notes, look how big those pads are. So those are great for the planner ladies, or if you just like cute sticky notes. And another thing I want to talk about is I'm all about storage, and I like art to go. So we made this fun art to go pouch. So the idea isn't to store everything you have, it's to store what you need when you are traveling and you want to do some crafting. So all of the stencils fit in here. There's a brush set that's going to fit in here. All your pieces fit. You zip it up, you put it in your purse, and you're ready to make on the go. So if you're at soccer practice, and we always say we don't have enough time to make art, I wanted something that looks pretty, but you can travel with it. So we have this, and another thing that goes with that then is my junk journal. So it has the same binding rings. I could use this to store if I have tons of stencils I want to put in it. I can use it as a play journal, I can use it as a mini book, but it's just a naked cover with naked pages inside, and then it has 3 different sets that go in. You have a watercolor set, you have a craft set, and a mixed media set, but they're also interactive. That one's a pocket, that's a flap, this is a top flap, a side flap, and a top flap. So if you've done any of my classes, you'll know I love to use interactive mini books. So it also goes with that. And see, it's just, there's so much to share. Another thing I did, if you see this and you think it's just plain tissue paper, this is water reactive tissue paper. So let me show you the magic we can make with it. So these feathers here, I took the lightest green, I crumpled the darker green, lay it on top, and I misted it with water. The colorant and pigment is in the tissue, so when you layer it on, you add water, you will transfer the color. So the darker color transferred onto the lighter, and then you have this fun kind of batik tie-dye technique. So I did it because I like kind of controlled mess. I just die cut some, with my silhouette, some fun feathers, and then I layered the bits behind. You wouldn't throw the green that you put the color on. Once it dries, you could die cut flowers, you could stamp on top of it. And here's another thing. I had very little time to play with some of this stuff, but look how fun that is. Same idea. I took a die cut butterfly. With my reactive tissue, I put a layer of green on the back, just wet it and kind of stamped it with the tissue. Put the die cut on top, layer a dark sheet on top, and misted tons of water on, peeled it off, and this is what I ended up with. So it's a lot of fun, and it's, you know, some of this is revisiting kindergarten art because it's back when we weren't afraid to try new things. So it's the whole idea with that. So you have art to go, you have stamps, you have a whole bunch of different art mediums. We have a great stamping ink, and I'm all about cute packages. To me, it just works better if it looks cute. So we have color wheels and a warmer palette and a cooler palette. But what's fun with these, when you take it out, these slide right off. So I can ink my edges, I can stamp with them, I put them back in, I put my lid on, and they're super cute. I think I covered everything. There's so much, I'm sure I missed something. Paper. We have paper. I get it. So instead of doing open stock, I thought a paper pad is the better way to go. So you have all of these pretty patterns, and then in it as well we have some gold foil and mylar, so printed mylar. So they're super cute. It's just 12 by 12 right now. We'll try to work on the 6 by 6s for the next release. And let's finish, right? I told you I love cute storage. So we did this fun tin. When you open it up, the artwork's inside, and then it has a little arm that we can go in there, and the tin stays open, and it's super cute. I think that's everything. I'm sure there's more to come, but thanks for letting me share a little bit of the Vicki Boutin line with American Crafts. Bye! Bye!